Lewis, 2-1 going into Big Sky play. How do you feel like you and the team are sitting right now going into now Portland State this weekend?
Yeah, we feel good. Feel like we had a pretty good start to the season. It's crazy it's moving so fast. I mean, it's like a quarter of the way done. So as a senior, it's kind of sad, but just trying to take it all in. But no, it's exciting. I think we're in a good position. I think we're playing good football right now, and I still think we've got a lot to improve on. So that's what these first 3 games are for and stuff. And now we start to see some more difficult opponents in conference play. I think the Big Sky has a lot of great competition all around. We've said in the past where it's like any team can beat anybody, and especially this year. I mean, with all the upsets and all the crazy things happening and stuff like that. I mean, there are some legitimately good teams in the Big Sky and all over the FCS. So we're excited to get to some good competition within our conference and just continue to grow.
Early in the week, but what stands out to you about Portland State?
I mean, this is probably the best Portland State team for me personally that I've seen since I've been here. A lot of great experience, a lot of super good athletes. They're pretty sound, and they play a little bit different style of defense. So it can be tough on offenses for sure. They get a lot of guys in the backfield, a lot of guys making plays. So just being able to keep guys out of our backfield and see through the funk and try to block it as best as we can and move the ball as best we can.
Is VJ Malo somebody you're kind of excited to be able to block?
Yeah, for sure. I really enjoy just any challenge, and I know he's a great player, great pass rusher, great in the run game as well. So I know it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a lot of fun to go against some good competition this week for sure.
And last time you guys played there, last time you played them was you rushed for 300 plus yards. How much do you kind of look back on that and hope you can kind of replicate that performance?
Yeah, I mean, any game you rush for 300 yards, you hope to replicate as best as you can. I think that's a pretty good day on the ground. So yeah, I mean, looking back, watching old tape and stuff like that, there's some stuff obviously that we're doing differently, and some stuff that they're doing differently. So, like I said, this is I think a better team than we saw when we played them 2 years ago. I think it was there, 3 years ago. Sorry. But I think it'll be a good competition, a lot of fun.
Yeah, you tweeted the other day that you were nostalgic for seeing Troy in the end zone. You didn't get to celebrate with him. Obviously, you did a couple times that day.
Yeah.
I mean, but explain maybe just your feeling of seeing Troy in the end zone and just.
Yeah, I mean it's awesome. Troy's a great dude. And everybody loves Troy, and he's he won't like this, but he's the face of the program pretty much, and we all give him crap about it. He doesn't like that, but no, I mean, it's awesome to see him making plays and really flowing on defense, and I think he's a big reason why the defense is flowing so well. You got guys like Ty, Jeff, the D-line's always playing their best, and it's just really excited for our defense this year. I think it's one of the best we've had in a while too, so it's great to see a lot of guys making plays.
What about Troy makes him that sort of face of the program, like you say, and why do you think he's so reluctant to kind of accept that?
Troy's a very humble guy. He doesn't really, I mean, you guys know, you ask for interviews, and he's a little reluctant to do it, and he doesn't always love to be in front of the camera and stuff. I think he just kind of likes to keep to his own and everything, but I mean, he's played dang near every position. He's been successful at every position. I think Troy's a pretty common household name around here, so that's kind of what I think, and I think he wears it well. Two-year captain and great leader, great player. So it's exciting to see him just continue to play well and come back from an injury last year, even though obviously none of us played. But he wouldn't have played if we played in 2020. So to see him progress and come back and be able to get through that, it's awesome.
Obviously a pretty public, like you say, well-known guy. But in what ways, I guess, do you know Troy that maybe other people don't? What do you think? What stands out to you about him as a person that maybe people don't know?
He's pretty goofy, honestly. Like he's really quiet, really kind of reserved. But when you get to know him, he's a pretty funny dude. I don't know. His jokes are funny. He's kind of a weirdo. I when he was on offense, I just remember always he would get tackled, and he would pretend he was asleep. I'd be thought he was knocked out or something, and then he'd just pop right up and start laughing. I was like, yeah, that's not funny, but whatever. So just stuff like that. He's just kind of a goofy dude, but just all around great guy and a great guy to be around.
what's the craziest athletic feat you've seen, maybe on the field or in practice, what have you?
By him?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know. There's so many, so many times where it's just like he's rounding the corner and you think the guy's got an angle, especially where the old linemen are standing. It's like you're running to chase down the ball. It's like, okay, this guy might make the play, and he just runs right by him, and I'm like, I don't, you know what I mean? Or he's countless hurdles or whatever it is. He's just, great football player, and it's awesome to have him on our team.
Did you get a different appreciation seeing his touchdown not on the field this last weekend, but on the sideline?
Yeah, no, I mean, it felt like I was watching TV. It's just, super cool and something out of a movie, kind of. But, it's awesome. And not just Troy, but everybody, just to see everybody successful. And, Ty scored his first touchdown, first pick, so that was awesome. And, like I said, to see those guys flowing and meshing and playing well together is awesome.
Detroit mentioned, too, that, there were more MSU fans at the Portland State game in 2018, and obviously a much smaller crowd no matter what coming week. How does that affect you guys at all, or do you expect it to affect you guys at all?
Yeah, I mean, it can be difficult. Portland State's a good program, and it's just unfortunate just being in Portland. You have some other teams you're competing with. As far as goes here, we've got us and the Grizz, and it's kind of the way it goes. We are able to kind of split the state in some way and have a bunch of people at each supporting. And I can imagine how tough it is in Portland with other schools, other bigger schools in the area. So that's difficult for sure, but just not worrying about that. I mean, it's tough for sure, especially coming from 2 home games and a great crowd at Wyoming, to go in there and not see as many fans as you would expect to see like here, but just kind of manufacturing your own energy, feeding off of each other, and just playing our game and not having that affect us in any way. Because at the end of the day, 20,000 or 10, it's like at the end of the day we're playing the guys on the field, and those guys bring it, those guys play hard. So if you get caught falling asleep because you're worried about somebody in the crowd or not enough people in the crowd, it'll come back to bite you.
In what ways has Matt stepped into this offense and been able to kind of lead it the way he has and been efficient in the way he has?
Yeah, I mean, I think just watching his confidence grow and him just kind of slowly taking it over. I mean, when he got here, instantly was just kind of a leader and would do stuff around campus, do stuff within the community and stuff like that. Got to know his guys super well right away. Just kind of takes command. He's not a super loud, super vocal guy, but he leads by example. And he just kind of takes control. And when he's in the huddle, we all respond. And I think, him coming in and just us trusting him gives him confidence, and then he's got the confidence to play his game. And when he does that, we're successful.
Not turning it over, too. I mean, I imagine that has to be such a kind of a thing you can rely on as an offense.
Right, yeah. Knock on wood.
Yeah,
but, that's obviously one of our goals. I mean, I think that's a pretty common goal around the nation for any team. You want to lead in turnover margin. You want to have more turnovers than you turn it over, and I think we're doing a pretty good job of that so far, and just trying to work that every day in practice and continue to keep that going, because that'll help create success in the future for sure.
What have you seen from him mentally, too? Because that's something Coach Vegan's talked a lot about, has been his dedication and mental approach.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that dude's always in the film room. I mean, he's in every meeting. I've seen him in DV meetings. I've seen him in special teams meetings. He comes to O-line meetings, running back meetings. That dude lives in the film room, and it shows. He's very dedicated and wants to see different looks and wants to see what other guys are looking at, and kind of has this all-knowing, wants to know everything, and wants to be sure that he knows what everybody else is thinking, so we can be successful.